Welcome back, guys, to the Fat Kid Inside. So today I'm making a recipe that a lot of you have been asking me to make, and that is pasta. A couple of you put in the comment section, even on the blog before, asking for pasta, and I was thinking about it. How can I make pasta more interesting? Well, I love pasta as is, but I love fresh pasta. So today, that's what I'm going to show you how to do, is make pasta from scratch. First thing that's very important when you're making pasta at home is to get farina tipo 00, which is basically a very finely sieved flour. It's very, very fine. And in Italian, actually, they call this a very tender pasta. So when you're making an egg-based pasta, this is the exact same one that you want. So I'm going to use about 500 grams of that. Perfect. Now, if I were any other country in the world, I'd be able to buy very large eggs, but in the Philippines we don't, because the ratio is usually 100 grams of flour to 1 large egg. But since we don't have these large eggs, what I'm going to do is just add another one, an extra one. So I'm going to put 6 eggs in here. The first thing I'm going to do is just put a well in the center of my flour here. So that's just going to help me put all the eggs basically in one spot, and I'm going to slowly work into the flour into the eggs. So what I want to do now is just break it with my fingers and then slowly mix everything and the flour into it by just creating a well and then just keep on going. What I'm trying to do here is to just really integrate the eggs with the flour little by little so it doesn't get too messy when I'm doing this. Almost there. Just going to mix it a bit more. When it starts getting nice and coarse, almost like wet sand, you can go ahead and mix it up more with your hands, and then eventually 2 hands, and then we're going to transfer everything onto our surface. What I'm trying to do here is basically work the dough and really develop that gluten that's inside here. So this basically will help get everything nice and elastic. So we're just going to roll this out really until it's nice, smooth, and silky. Once you have something nice, smooth, and elastic, just like this, I'm going to roll everything up into a ball. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into some plastic wrap or ceramic wrap, keep it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes before we can actually start rolling it out and using it as pasta. And with the magic of the internet, my hands are beautifully clean now too. So now all you have to do is really wait 30 minutes and it'll be done. So now what we're going to do is just roll out the pasta. It'll be very easy to do. All you have to do is remove this. 30 minutes later, told you it wouldn't take too long. We're just going to roll this out. It's nice and elastic. That gluten is nice and activated. You see how smooth, and I can extend it perfectly. That's what I'm looking for. You know those things those Italians do? I don't know how to do that. Okay, now we're going to put some flour onto our surface. I'm going to roll this out, and again, I'm going to go through the painstaking process of doing this with my hands because I know a lot of you probably don't have those pasta rollers. So we're going to do it by hand, which is a bit more difficult, but what you're going to do to make it easier is just cut it up in small balls. Here we go with the ball jokes again. Round that up into small pieces. If you've done it properly, you'll see it'll be very easy to reshape. So I'm going to put, well, let's use 2. And I'm going to try to get this as thin as possible using my rolling pin here. And if you are using a machine, actually, what you want to do is you start at the thickest opening. You're going to roll it to once. You're going to fold it. You're going to put it in the medium. Fold it again. Put it in the smaller one, to the smaller one, to the smaller one, etc., until you have a nice developed pasta. Now, why we're doing this is because we really want to get some elasticity with it, and you don't want it to be too crunchy or too brittle as well. Because if you don't do this enough, the problem is it's just be nice and soft and mushy. So I've rolled it out once. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to roll out onto the other side. I'm going to do that about 4 to 5 times per ball. obviously completely out of breath. No wonder why those Italian mamas have bigger arms than I do. I thought I was doing okay until I started doing this. So what we're gonna do is just make nice long strips. So I don't know if you've heard of the pasta called Parpadelle, which is nice and thick, which is basically what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna slice that up into maybe 3 or 4 strands, some nice long ones. So I don't really care if they're not the same size. They're gonna taste great, and really people will really appreciate that it's homemade. So one of the most important things that we're looking to do here is to really cut it up, and then once you cut it up, to use it automatically, because if you leave it out, the problem is with fresh egg pasta that it gets really dry really quick, and you get some crust and you get some lumps when you cook it down, which is not what you want. So if you want to know how to use this beautiful, fresh and light and fluffy pasta, please check out this video right here. I'm showing you how to make a really simple pesto dish with some hazelnuts and tomatoes. It's absolutely fantastic. And you can check out in the future, we're gonna have much more pasta dishes. So please make sure you check that out, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, when I say 30 minutes, go up and then give it to me. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.